Alright, good morning again, YouTube. So, you see in front of you a Quartermaster? I'm doing this, some guy was, asking if he could maybe purchase it from me, that he really loved this knife. He's seen it in my knife collection videos. And, good thing he brought it up because this is a knife I was meaning to do a review on. I did a brief overview, but it's one of these kind of out of left field, kind of Kaiser Shadow, designed looking knives. So yeah, sometimes you forget that you have a knife that you want to review. You open your case, you see it, or somebody mentions something about it. So, I'm glad he did. It's a great knife, okay? But before we get into that, I just wanted to share something funny that happened to me, this morning. I'm reading through my comments, and, I try to answer all of my comments. I really do. It's getting a lot harder right now. My subs are getting up there, so there are a lot of comments, and I'm trying to get back to everybody. And, as you guys know, if you do follow my channel, my voice has been a big topic of conversation. So, is my voice really this deep? Am I using this? We've gone over this a lot. I've made a video on that, the fact this is my voice. And, when people actually do find out, the first thing they say is, wow, that's badass, man. You should be doing movie trailers and blah, blah, blah. And I've heard that my whole life. All right, no big deal. So this is actually the first time somebody told me that my voice bothered them so much to the point of unsubscribing. I think it was maybe in my Glock video, my latest one. He was polite about it. The guy said, great vids, keep up the good work. But, I can't get over how deep your voice is. I'm gonna unsubscribe. I apologize. Of course I don't apologize. Like I said, it's not a knock on him in any way. Alright, he was very polite about it. But it's one of those things where, why did you mention anything in the first place? You could have just pressed the unsubscribe. I would not have known you unsubscribed. I wouldn't have been upset about it in the least. It's all good, But to tell somebody something that they can't do anything about, it's like me watching a YouTube video, okay, subscribing to somebody's channel because obviously I subscribed and I know what their voice sounded like. But then, I don't know, a week later, a few days later, a few videos later, I tell him that his voice is way too high, it bothers me, and I'm unsubscribing. There's nothing he can do about his voice being high. There's nothing I can do about my voice being low. It's like telling somebody you've got moles all over your face. I can't watch you anymore. There's nothing you can do. You watch somebody's YouTube channel, the fat man, and actually telling the fat man, your weight bothers me a little bit too much. I'm sorry, buddy, I'm unsubscribing. I just found that rude, to be honest with you. He was polite about it, and I'm sure he didn't mean any, insult or whatever, but to tell somebody that, I just didn't know what the point was. He could have unsubscribed. So it's like, I'm sorry my voice was too deep for you. But it was more of a funny moment for me. Like I said, no knocking on the guy, whatever, to each their own. But it was funny to me. I just never had anybody tell me it bothered them so much that they would unsubscribe from my channel. So anyway, let's moving on. Quartermaster, alright? It's a badass little knife here. Alright, definitely out of left field, like I said. Alright, this is a limited run. 102 of 300. Okay, you can see the little birth card, 2215, so recent, 102 out of 300. Alright, the QTR-3FTT. Or 3FH. Anyway, alright, I believe this is a newer model to the Templeton Peck knife from Quartermaster. That one had thumb studs, and it looked very familiar. Very familiar. Very similar. So this is the bad boy. I do love this knife, man. It is very unique looking, very cool. Very hard use little knife, 2.75 inch blade. Alright, it's a very beefy knife, making the Techno look skinny. Alright, that blade stock's like 3/16 of an inch, guys. Beefy. Alright, over a ½ inch wide on the handle thickness. Fit in hand is relatively comfortable. You wouldn't think it was, like the Shadow, the Kaiser Shadow, but it is. Alright, jimping everywhere. It's not sharp though. It's very large jimping, but it's not sharp. Okay, there's jimping on the lock bar, there's jimping underneath, jimping back here, jimping back here. You know, G10 back spacer, G10 side. This is actually titanium. Okay, so they have a stainless steel lock bar insert. I don't know if you guys can see that. All right. Oversized pivots, ridiculously oversized. And a very strange place for the lanyard hole. You know, I mean, on the back of the knife. Great pocket clip though, deep carry. It's kind of like the CT-0560 design. Okay, they call this a Texas T finish, which is, you know, definitely a black wash. I mean, I love it. I do. 154 cm blade steel, which you guys know is very high quality. Benchmades and even Strider. Okay. So I don't know too much, you know, background to the Quartermasters. This is my first. All right, so, you know, chunky knife. The weight on it's going to throw some people. It's 5.2, 5.3 ounces for a 2.75 inch blade. Okay, it's got the markings right here, 102 of 300. All right, so Tanto, very nice blade shape. Comes sharp. You know, lock up. I mean, obviously you could tell on this kind of knife, it's just going to be rock solid. Pretty centered. Okay, now it's running on ORB bearing system, pivot system, which I'm not too familiar with. I don't know what that stands for. Okay, but great knife. I think it's going for about 140, 150. It may be out of stock probably, right? But yeah. Love the USA made stamping. That's awesome. We love that here. Okay, so I don't know what, you know, much else to say about that. So it's, you know, a very nice, well-built knife. If you want something a little, you know, out of left field with the design, it's really cool. Okay, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. You know, I have my 0452 CF. Told you guys it's a little large for my EDC, but I do carry it from time to time. You know, beautiful, sexy blade. The only thing I didn't like on it was the pocket clip. So luckily, the 0566 pocket clip is the exact same, you know, width, spacing, and same screws. So this is the pocket clip that was on the 0452 CF ZT, and I switched them out. And honestly, I love it much better. I really do like it. All right, this is actually a deeper clip. Okay, so this is going to ride deeper now. Being such a big knife, that's a good thing. All right, I just think this looked a little skinny, a little small for such a long knife. So anyway, if you guys do have a 566, I mean, I'm not using this one. You guys know I just keep this in my case, so who cares about the pocket clip, right? So switched them out. No big deal. Great knife, 4.1 inch blade. You guys all know. All right. So I've just been, you know, carrying this around. Love this blade. And of course, the black wash. All right, the black wash on these two. This is the 0566, right? Now the blade. I mean, it's the, you know, the black wash looks very, very, very similar, and it, you know, each knife has a different style black wash. Some's lighter, darker, you know, but it almost looks like this was treated in the same plant. Okay, excellent. Now the handle on this is lighter, as you can tell. The handle on this actually follows the markings of the black wash on the blade a lot better than the 0566. The 0566, you see the stone wash, you know, the markings here, and then it kind of just smoothens out with the black wash here. This is a lot more defined. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but anyway. Yeah, you know, so great knife. Like I said, about 140, 150. And, you know, thanks for reminding me. I wanted to do a review on that anyway. So, there you go. The QTR-3FH or 3FTT. Okay, guys? Have a great day. God bless.